Hey there, you UX designer. Welcome to our Figma tutorial. Today we are diving into the exciting world of creating your first design file. But before we dive into that video, I want to offer a quick apology. As I was recording, I thought I had everything under control, taking us through the ClickCart wireframe. However, while working on the project, I noticed that the file was untitled. While checking my video logs, I realized I made a mistake. So this was my mistake. So now let's go to Figma and let me teach you how to create frames. Now I know it can be a bit confusing, especially if you are just starting out. Don't worry, I got your back. So your screen might look a bit different from mine because Figma likes to switch things up. If you can't find the way, no stress, head over to the top and on the left you can see there is a name like my name is Imaginary Programmer and there is email ID and all other things. If you have multiple accounts in that, so currently I only have one account, so this is my default account. But let's say if you have another account, it will show you colored logo and as well as email ID, so you can switch that. Let's say you might be in some different app because you are trying Figma, so you might lost your way. So what you can do is that you can just click on this home icon and you will be in this section. I know this might be overwhelming for you because I work on lots of projects and I created lots of projects. So this is my interface. Let me show you another thing. Oh, here is the Teams. Okay, let me add it. It is a bit confusing, I know. So this is my interface. So we are gonna create a new design file. So you can see there is one option called design file and it is blue in color. So just click on it and we will get our design file. So I made this mistake over here. So let me fix that first. So our project name is gonna be ClickCart and it is gonna be version 1, so it is v1. Okay, so this is the name of my app. Now let's move on to the frames. But let me tell you why I named this v1, because I work on lots of projects and when I was starting learning Figma, I want to make update of this version. What I used to do is that I used to say final, after that another final, after that another final, after that final v4, something like that. So if you are like Photoshop user or graphic designer, you might know my pain. So that kind of thing I used to do, but now I just say version 1. So whenever I want to update something, I say this is the version 1, I need a version 2, so I rename it into version 2. Or you can create a new file and you can rename it version 2. Okay, so that was the thing with names. Now let's learn how to make a frames. So this square kind of button is for a frame. You can also use shortcut F for frames. So on the right section in design panel, we get lots of options, like we have phones as well as tablets as well as desktop, presentation, watches. Yes, we can also design watches as well as paper, social media, the community and archives. I saw lots of people, they use Figma for social media purpose, because with Figma we can do lots of stuff. So it totally depends on you. Let's say you want to switch your UI UX career into a designer or graphic designer, you can use Figma as well. You don't have to use another softwares. If you are comfortable with Figma, you can do that. Okay, now let's go with phones. First we have iPhone 14 and iPhone 15. I don't know when you are watching this tutorial, it might add iPhone 17, 16, iPhone 99. So for this project we are using iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max, this first option. You can check the resolution as well. This is the 4030 into 932. So just click on it and we got our first frame. We can move it like this on the screen. If you want to change the width and height of your frame, you can also do that from here. So there are lots of options, so don't get confused. So in future videos we are gonna see all the options, like how to use them, like the stroke, effect, export and all that. Okay, currently we in this video we're just learning about frames and a little bit about interface. So this is our first frame. You can rename it from here, like you can double click on it, this iPhone 14 Pro Max 1, and just double click on it and you can change into let's say intro page. Okay, so if you want to zoom in this interface or zoom out, hold control and use mouse scroller. You can also do the same thing with hold control and use plus button or minus button. So this works same. Now let's say you want to add another frame, so you can go to frames again and you can add iPhone 14 or 15 Pro Max, this one. You can choose this one, or what you can do is that you can just hold Alt on your keyboard and you can see there is a mouse cursor behind our mouse cursor and we got this element or frame duplicated. So this is how you can make duplicate, or you can copy. You can also use Control C, Control V. That's the basic. And let's say you want to, like, currently this is a bit chaotic and I want a little bit space, like I want to move on to this design. So you can use this slider, or you can use spacebar as well. So if I hold spacebar, you can see our mouse cursor is changed into hand, and I can just click my right click and move it like this. So this is how you can use this drag or move tool. And you can also rename your pages from here. So let's say I want to name this home page, right? So this is gonna be my home page, and this is gonna be my burger menu. Okay, so this is our frames. So for this project, I want like up to 6 frames. So I will zoom out a little bit and I will hold Alt, or we can use Control C and Control V. Right click on your frame and select copy. Right click on this empty space and click on paste here. So it will paste over here. And let me drag it toward this. So we have 4. So again, Control V, Control V. So we got our 6 frames. I will name this one category. This one will be account, and our end page is gonna be my orders. Like we can track our orders from here. So this is all about frames, and you can see in the list panel we got each pages. And if I add some element, let's say if I add a line on this page, so as you can see it got nested, and underneath this intro page we have our elements. So don't worry about this one, I will delete this one for now. Okay, so let's keep the momentum going. So for practice, create more frames, copy paste like a pro, and name them according to your task flow. And there is a pro tip. Let's say if you are working on UI/UX project as a freelancer, in that case you can ask for your client phone, so like model of the phone. Let's say he is using a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So in that case you can create dimension according to that phone. So they will love it for it. Lastly, don't forget to name your file, because I know I made a huge mistake. Click on this empty space and just go to this section and name your file. Currently I am using ClickCart, but you can name it whatever you want, and feel free to explore more. Are you ready for next video? So let's keep this creative trend going.